testing cheap tech products from Ross, Five Below, and Dollar Tree. Testing out comfort, quality, features, of course the price.
And we're gonna start with Ross.
I'm probably gonna butcher the pronunciation, but from Ross we got the Naruto Shippuden wired gaming headset.
This one was $9.99.
I will say, before we get into this product, Ross definitely has a great selection, but it also comes with a few cons. Store organization's pretty bad. Ross is just kind of, if you can find it, you find it. That being said, Ross has really great products and some potentially really good finds. That's also the downside. A lot of the stuff is quite a bit expensive because it's good brands that aren't selling. That's not great if you're trying to find cheap products. Let's see what it comes with. What's it say on the box?
It claims it has high quality sound, extra soft ear cushions, adjustable microphone, adjustable headband, and glowing LED lights. It is very light. It almost feels like nothing's in here, but let's open it and see if it's in here. Let's reveal this nice headset that we got. First thing I noticed is it has two plugins.
We have a USB and a 3.5 millimeter.
That's pretty cool. I will say it definitely feels cheap. Goes out like that. Oh, that looks pretty bad. It's just a plastic thing that comes out.
So durability, it feels like it could break pretty easily.
It does have nice padding right here.
It's just slightly not over ear.
It's probably because it's meant for a kid.
I definitely think it would start to get tiring on your ears after a bit.
You look like you're working at a call center. May I take your order? Let's test the sound on these bad boys. These are very bad. I don't know if you could hear it, but it keeps cutting out.
It sounds like it's going in and out.
It is, and I know it's not the dongle because this works with my other headphones. Bad quality.
We're listening to Stupefy by Disturbed because we were listening to that in the car. So I know what it should sound like. Get stupefied! I know how to describe it perfectly. First of all, the sound quality is just straight up terrible the whole time. There's high frequencies missing, there's low frequencies missing. The low's actually better than I thought, but it's still not that great. But what it does is it goes from stereo output to mono every half second. So you hear a song in both your ears and then it goes down the middle of your head every half second. So it's like do 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 do.
Terrible. I want to hear what the mic sounds like. Okay, we're in the same room, obviously, so it's gonna echo a little, but I'm gonna talk through it so you can hear how the mic sounds.
So this is the Ross headset. This is what it sounds like.
So yeah, that's what this mic sounds like. Still isn't the greatest. It doesn't work with your phone. Also, the sound doesn't cut out on here like how it was on the dongle with the phone. On here, when I play emotes and stuff, I can hear it fine.
I'd say it's obviously not as bad as we initially thought, but they're still not that good. They work, they're cheap. You can use them for gaming, which is what they advertise that they're good for, but they're just pretty bad quality. And for some reason, if you'd want to listen to music on your phone, I'd give them a half legit rating.
All right, guys, I'm excited for this next item. It's a Coca-Cola speaker. We found this at Ross too. This one was $11.99. This better be good because it looks cute.
You don't expect to see Coke on a speaker.
Nope. And
unless you're at a really bad party.
it says there's RGB LED lights, rechargeable battery, Bluetooth connection, USB port, and it's indoor and made for outdoor. I don't know how small it is, but it's not that heavy. First thing on the very top is cord, a user manual. Oh, it's actually a little bigger than I thought.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty decent size.
It's very light.
It actually has some stuff on the back. There's a USB plug-in, a 3.5 millimeter plug-in. I can't tell what one of these is. And then another type of port that I don't know what it's called.
Oh, and there's buttons on the top.
Nice.
There's an on button.
Power on. Pairing mode.
That was pretty scary.
What was that?
I think it was supposed to sound like someone drinking a Coke.
That was scary.
It sounded like we got lost in the ocean for a second.
It's lighting up.
Nice.
That was scary, not gonna lie. Okay.
That was full volume too, I think.
Let's connect something.
What is this going to be called? Like Coca-Cola speaker?
Coca-Cola speaker.
A Bluetooth device is connected.
I'm scared it's gonna be super loud, so where's the volume button? That is not bad.
That's not even full volume either. For the price so far, it's actually pretty good. It was getting pretty loud there because Lauren was turning it up, and the sound quality, it definitely isn't the best, but for 12 bucks and to have this little fun party speaker, everybody's gonna be like, hey, it's the Coke speaker.
I want to play an actual song.
You can hear the bass, but probably from like 100 hertz up.
When I see you, it's like, whoa.
It is pretty loud though. That's only at half volume.
It gets really loud. That's definitely a plus. Also, if you're out somewhere, let's say the beach or something, I think the waves crashing are gonna kind of cut out a lot of bass frequency. So you can probably get away with this. For $12, I mean, I think that's probably close to as good as you're gonna get for 12 bucks.
If you want a cheap speaker, this is honestly pretty good. I'd say good find.
Good find, legit.
All right, guys, we're moving on to Five Below items.
For Five Below, the store is actually organized really well. There's a whole tech section, probably the best out of the 3 stores that we went to. It's organized really nicely. Everything's in the spot that it looks like it should be in. The prices are right there on the shelves themselves. This store, unlike Ross, looks like it has products that are already made cheap.
We got these items a few days ago, and I've been wanting to open this one the most out of all the items we got, because is it really gonna look like this? I wanna know. It claims it has color changing LEDs and 2 motion jellyfish. I need to see this.
This one was $7, even cheaper than the Coke one, and it still supposedly has some cool features. Comes with a manual again, and it has some weird stuff in there.
Oh, it's a jellyfish. Wait, what? Oh my gosh, you have to fill the container with water.
Are you kidding me? I thought it was just gonna be a projection in there.
I know, that's what I thought too. Remove the container cover. We just did that. Fill the bottle with clean water. Add 1 to 2 drops of liquid detergent to help the jellyfish float. Place the jellyfish upside down in the water to help reduce air bubbles getting inside its head. It's gonna die. Use a stick or a simpler object to shake any air bubbles off the jellyfish once it is submerged in the water.
It just looks sketchy having to put water on anything electronic.
Is it gonna leak everywhere? Okay, hopefully the music actually makes a move because I don't know what's supposed to happen right now.
The cord's also not very long, which sucks.
Bluetooth mode.
Bruh.
Oh.
Oh?
Oh, I was moving for a second now it stopped. The blue one's dead. The pink one moves pretty well.
I think the blue one's tentacles are like stuck together too.
Yeah.
Let's try this speaker.
Connected.
Okay, it has a weird name. Soul BT 101. That's as high as it goes. Oh, there we go. Oh, they're dancing.
I think we have one last test and then we'll give our thoughts on this.
For $7, it's not that bad of quality. The only thing is you have to put it together yourself. I thought it was gonna be like water built in it with jellyfish, or I thought it was gonna be a projection thing. I thought it was gonna be one of those. I wanna listen to music and then you gotta go put water and then your jellyfish in it. It is pretty cool though, like if you were to give this to like kids or even like a teenager. I feel like this is kind of cool. I kind of want to put this in my room.
I'd say A+ for the idea, C for the execution. I think it's just kind of a hassle. I don't like water mixed with electronics. It just sounds like something's gonna go bad. One thing that's really annoying me, it has this motor at the bottom that sends pockets of air up that makes these jellyfish move, but it goes off like after 4 or 5 seconds. So they move for periods of 5 seconds and stop for another 5 seconds and they move again. And they don't move that well.
I could see this breaking very fast.
This one really is more of an art piece for your room than it is a good speaker. I'd say the Coca-Cola one's definitely a better quality speaker. We'll go half legit on this because it is still pretty cool, but it's just not that practical. Like we said, it's more of an art piece. Next up from Five Below are the Fluid wireless headphones. It says on them that they have Bluetooth, they're high quality sound, they have compact design, which means they can fold and fit into things very easily, and they have color changing RGB lights. We'll take a look since it's compatible with a smartphone, MP3 player, people still use those, a laptop, and any sort of gaming device. It includes 1 RGB wireless set of headphones, 1 USB-C charging cable, and 1 instruction manual. So we'll get these open. So you can see they fold like that.
The box makes them look way bigger than they are.
Yeah, they're not very big.
They're actually, for me, over ear.
How comfortable are they?
Not that comfortable. No, they're very tight. And it's barely over my ear. It feels like if I'm working out, they won't fall off.
How long do you think you can wear these before you get tired of wearing them?
5 minutes.
Durability, they definitely feel quite a bit more durable than the Naruto ones, and they're actually cheaper. Surprisingly, they do feel like pretty decent quality just from holding them. The padding feels pretty nice, it's pretty soft. Put them on my ears. They do slightly go over my ears, but like Lauren said, they are pretty tight to your head. Of course, you can adjust how large they get, but that doesn't change how tight against your ears they are. I do think I could wear these for a little longer than the Naruto ones, but it does feel like it would really get tiring because of how tight it is. But it does cup your ear really nicely, so if it was a bit more comfortable, I could see these being really great. We got to test out the sound quality, see how they sound. They do also do that too, so you can have them. They look nice, so I'll give you that.
I'm gonna try to connect them.
What's it called?
It's called Fluid BT headphone. All right, let's try these. These don't sound bad at all.
Way better already than the other ones. Of course, because they're not doing that mono thing, but the bass, it's not great bass, but it is still decent, especially for $7. These are actually pretty crazy good. Could they be better sound quality? Of course, but for this price point, that's really good sound quality. I really don't have a complaint for $7 and getting that sound quality. And it is kind of cool that they compact.
Honestly, I may use these at the gym, but they are tight. But I don't want to buy some expensive headphones right now. For $7, those are not bad at all.
This is definitely a legit product for $7. You just can't beat that price point. The two main things that I would say really are the downside of these are how tight they are on your head, and it doesn't get very loud.
Next up is the last product from Five Below. It's Ear Candy Earbuds, and it has a protective case, noise isolating, dynamic driver, and 3 size ear pads. And these were $5.55. Comes with a manual, and it does come with the protective case. There's one size already on, and then there's a really small size and a big size. Do my favorite part. I don't like the feeling of this. Ugh. Oh, they're loud and already terrible. Okay, I don't have to listen to much more music to tell you that it sounds like I'm underwater, and it's very bad sounding. They get extremely loud.
Just without the music, they're quite a bit uncomfortable, but I don't know if that's just earbuds in general. I haven't used a pair of earbuds in a while. Guys, I have Like a Stone by Audioslave queued on Spotify right now. I've heard it a million times, and it sounds like I'm listening to a cover version on SoundCloud.
Or like when you have to pop your ears, but you can't hear.
That's
right?
a great example. It does sound like that. The bass capabilities are actually decent, but the sound quality overall just sounds bad. Like Lauren said, it sounds like you need to pop your ears or like you're underwater. So I'm assuming that means there's some high end missing.
I was expecting it to either be decent or terrible, and it's kind of terrible.
I'm losing it.
Oh God. What's really annoying is on the frequency spectrum, it's almost like cut low, cut high, and then like a steeple, and it makes the snare just hits annoyingly loud in your head. Mm-hmm. So it's like right in the middle of your head, and it hurts.
No more needs to be said about these. Trash.
We're moving on to the next place, the last place, and the last 3 items. Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree's tech selection was honestly pretty bad. We only found this tiny part on the shelf, and out of this, a good portion was handheld fans and light bulbs. That being said, their organization was actually really good, and their prices are of course super good.
We're gonna start with earbuds again, because these were $1.25, and I want to see if the $1.25 is better or worse than the $5.55. This doesn't come with a protective case though.
Right off the bat, I think that if you're gonna get some trash earbuds, you might as well get these.
I know.
I'm thinking like if your kid just needs some earbuds for school for some reason, whether it's a computer class or the teacher lets them listen to music and you don't want to get a nice pair of earbuds yet because you're afraid you're gonna lose them or get them taken away, or if you just need earbuds for a flight or something.
These would be like $30 in the airport.
Yeah.
Let's see, I feel like they're gonna be the same.
First off, before you put the song on, comfort. Any different?
These are way more comfortable.
I'm losing it.
Okay, it definitely has better sound, but it's still not great. It doesn't sound like I'm underwater. These ones sound way better than the 555. They're not like great earbuds, but they're way better than those ones.
They definitely feel more comfortable than the other ones. So far, I listened to Like a Stone again. Sound quality is not great, but they definitely sound better than the other ones. It doesn't sound like it's underwater. So I'm assuming it has a little bit more high frequency. It's still not great, obviously. I think the other ones were slightly better bass-wise, but these are overall better. Would I recommend them for any audiophile? Definitely not, but if you just want some cheap earbuds for any occasion, like I mentioned earlier, for a flight, and you just need some for a podcast or something, or just something real quick, I would definitely say these for $1.25 are legit.
Way more comfortable too. All right, next up from a Dollar Tree are these gaming headphones. They're LED headphones, multicolor modes, USB connectivity, 3.5mm output, and interactive boom mic. $5.
There's a picture of a gamer on the back. It says gamer's choice. I don't know if that's true.
It's hard to open this one.
One of the cool things on there is that it comes with multiple inputs, but there's a USB and then there's a 3.5mm that also has an adapter into another 3.5. I'm not sure if that's so you can try plugging it into something else at the same time. We found out what this is. USB by itself is to use as both an input and an output device, so you can listen to music and talk at the same time. And then here, I'm pretty sure this 3.5mm input is just for listening to songs or other people. And then this has a little mic symbol on it to use as both headphones and a mic, just like the USB, but if you have a 3.5mm output. It does kind of suck that there's multiple things hanging down though.
This also sucks. Definitely feels really cheap.
What feels cheaper, this or the Naruto ones?
Honestly, those.
The Dollar Tree ones do feel a little cheaper. I think they are cheaper though, actually. But for now, we'll test the sound quality.
I hate that. It's not the worst for comfortability. Let's see if it cuts out though. No, they don't cut out at all. They actually don't sound bad for $5. Joey's definitely the better at explaining for audio stuff. I just think it doesn't sound that bad, especially for $5. It sounds way better than the other gaming headset.
I don't think they're very comfortable. The good thing is though, they are technically over ear, but the cushion is not very thick and not that cushiony, so it almost just feels like the plasticky part itself is trapped against your ear, so it's not that comfortable.
When I see you, it's like, whoa.
Way better sound quality than the other gaming headset. This gaming headset doesn't do that annoying stereo to mono thing. It stays in stereo. On top of that, the bass frequencies are actually pretty filled out. It sounds pretty good on the bassy end. Honestly, the sound quality is really good for $5. Of course, the sound quality could be better, but unless I'm listening to my good pair of headphones, I wouldn't be able to tell. These sound great for $5. It's actually kind of insane how good of sound it is.
We have to test the microphone. Hello, we are testing out the Dollar Tree headset, and we're just trying to see what we can hear on here and if it sounds good. Well, that's the mic for this one.
That quality's pretty good.
Yep.
Durability, that's a no, it's not very good. Comfortability, not very good. Sound quality though, great. I will say the $7 ones were a little bit more comfortable. Even though they were tight, they were more comfortable. Just look at how thin this cushion is. It's just a little too thin that this part starts getting trapped against your ear, and this is very hard. They feel like they would break pretty easily, and the mic's very annoying. But sound quality is great for $5. Last item is the two boom. So that's two booms. Boom, boom! Bluetooth speaker. It has wireless streaming FM radio, if you want to listen to the radio.
What?
And color change light effects.
Dang, the charge time is 2 to 3 hours.
That's bad, I hope it's charged. So far, surprisingly, all these products have had enough charge to be played, which is really nice. I hate when I get a product and I have to charge it before I use it.
The playtime is terrible. It says 1 to 1.5 hours with 50% volume. Oh my gosh, it's so tiny.
It's smaller than the Coke one, right?
Yes.
Came with some wires here. I think it's just the charging.
Cute. It has the same exact inputs and the on and off button as a Coke one.
Power on. The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
Very stern.
Connected successfully.
I'm losing it.
Wow, that's bad. It's definitely distorting.
Oh gosh.
And we like this music. Lauren's not making fun of the song.
No, that's my favorite band, but what is this?
It sounds like we're trying to extract the vocals only and the music's like behind somewhere. We wanted to test this one against a really high quality speaker. This is the Sony XB32. I think it goes anywhere from $150 to $200, so definitely not cheap at all. You won't be finding this at the Dollar Tree.
The difference is crazy.
This one has a really hyper focused frequency range in like the high mids, which is why it almost just sounds like a vocal track on this song, because the vocals are heavily distorted and there's a lot of the low end being cut and a lot of the high end being cut. So you don't really hear any cymbals, you don't really hear any bass, you just hear distorted vocals. All right, Lauren and I checked to see if it has FM radio. It does, but we don't know if it's user error or what, but we can't find a way to tune it to any station. So when you change the mode, this is what you get.
Radio mode.
Good news is you can pause that, but we can't find any way to tune it. There's two buttons on here, but nothing changes or tunes the stations. So if you like static,
unless you're getting this for like your 5-year-old kid to just walk around the house with listening to music, I would not get this. This isn't good for anything really. Imagine bringing this to a party.
I'd say legit or trash. I definitely say this is more on the trash end. Unlike the Coca-Cola speaker, there's nothing really cool about it. This isn't really cool to bring to a party. Right away with the Coke one, destroys it in height. It totally towers over this puny speaker. This one did also have LED, right? That's the worst
Power
part,
on.
is that it's supposed to sound
Bluetooth
like...
pairing mode.
It's
Your
supposed...
Bluetooth device is connected.
Okay, that's pretty long. It's supposed to sound like Coke being poured out. It just sounds terrible. There is a LED.
Imagine you're trying to turn on your speaker just in your room at night to listen to music low and that comes on.
This one has more light to it, but sound quality, this one is quite a bit better, and it just looks cooler. I mean, I think a lot of your friends or family are just gonna be so enamored with the fact you brought a Coke brand speaker that they won't even care that much about the sound quality. If anything, they'll say, wow, that's really good for what, $12 and it has Coke on it, versus this where it's like, it just looks crappy, people are gonna think it's crappy, and it sounds crappy, so there's not even anything cool optically about this. It's just, everybody's gonna be like, oh, that's that crappy speaker you have.
You're gonna get kicked out of the party.
Yeah, definitely would go with this one if you're in the market for a really cheap speaker.
I would say our top products today would be these two. The Ross Coca-Cola speaker for $11.99, and these headphones from Five Below for $7.
These would definitely be our top picks. Honorable mention would be these earbuds, because for $1.25, that's pretty insane to even get a functioning pair of earbuds. So wouldn't recommend these specifically, but if you need a really fast, cheap pair of earbuds, you can always find probably some at Dollar Tree. But yeah, these two for $7, a really good pair of headphones, and for $12, a fun gimmicky speaker that doesn't sound that bad, only when you turn it on, which is kind of scary. It's a jump scare to turn it on. Five Below, Ross, thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video. We hope you got some laughs out of it, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Power on. Bluetooth pairing mode. Your Bluetooth device is connected.